Hey kids, this video is all about how we use scissors and glue, and maybe glue sticks as well. I'm sure you've already used scissors and glue, but I want to go over some safety and some best practices that we can use to make our art neat and make our art last a long time. Here are two pairs of scissors. One is a child's size, which is a little too small for Mr. McAllister to get all of my fingers in there. It's not very easy. So I might demonstrate with my adult size scissors here, which I can fit my hands into. I am right-handed. That means I write with my right hand. And so, when I cut, I put my right hand in the scissors, and my left hand holds the paper. If you think about this like it is an alligator, you can imagine this is the eyeball, and this is the belly or the tummy of an alligator, and these would be the teeth. Chomp, chomp, chomp. So when I use my scissors, I put my thumb in the eyeball, and I use 3 fingers through the tummy. And then I can chomp, chomp, chomp the teeth. When it comes to cutting with scissors, it's sometimes helpful to give yourself a guideline. I'm going to try and cut along that line first. So I'll take my scissors and put my thumb in the small hole or the eyeball. My 3 fingers go through the belly of my alligator. And now I'm going to cut with my scissors always pointing away from me. My left hand will hold the paper. And as I cut, I move the paper, not the scissors. I move the paper, not the scissors. If you want to cut a more complex shape than a straight line, let's say this circle, I've given myself a guideline. I might cut around my lines first. I call this a bubble cut. And I just cut out the main idea, and that can be left for someone else. Now I can refine my cut. And again, my scissors are pointing away from me, and I will cut, and then my left hand will turn the paper while I continue cutting. My scissor hand just points the scissors away and chomps that paper, while my other hand, my left hand, did all the turning of that shape while I cut. I'm going to try now to show you how to cut a heart. So I've got a piece of paper that's close to the shape of a square. I'm going to use the green as my show side, the side of the paper I want people to see. This white is pretty ordinary, but that green is pretty special. First, I will fold my paper in half and press that crease. And now I will give myself a guideline that starts with a curve at the top. And I notice this is the folded side. So my design is going to start on the fold and end on the fold. Down here, I could draw a straight line from this curve straight down to that point. That is 1/2 of a heart. We're making a symmetrical shape when we cut a heart. So here we go. I take my scissors, my thumb in the little hole, fingers in the belly, chomp, chomp, and now I cut around the top, and then straight down back to the folded side. And if I open this shape up, I have a heart. Actually, I have two hearts. I have the shape I cut out, and I have the empty space, what we call the negative space around that heart. So I can use this heart to design a part of my collage, and I could use this heart for a different area. That might make for an interesting design. Often when we are creating a collage or a design with cut paper, we will get scraps of paper which are not perfect rectangles. And often my students will think, I want to make a green heart. And they will draw their heart like this in the middle of that piece of paper. And then they'll cut right into it, cut the little shape out, and they'll throw away a lot of paper. Instead, consider using the edge of the paper to draw your shape. You can still draw a big heart on this paper only using a corner, and then you have left the rest of this special painted paper for somebody else to use or for yourself to reuse. So please cut your shapes from the edge of your paper rather than cutting a small shape out of a big paper. Right here I have two examples of glue. We have the school glue in a bottle and the glue stick. I'm sure most people use a glue stick where you twist it, you draw with the glue, you bring the glue back down, and you always snap the cap so that your glue does not dry out. Less students know about glue bottles anymore, but this bottle is very useful. You need to know it has a tip that needs to be unscrewed. Look again. Do you see that white tip? When we open the bottle, the white tip goes down, and we can even hear it puff. When you hear your glue bottle breathe, you know it will give you some glue. If the glue tip is tight, it doesn't puff, and that means we will not get any glue out of it. So, let's talk about our collage for a moment. If I was to take this heart shape and glue it down on my pink paper, I do not want you to rub glue all over the pink. The pink is the base, and we do not cut the base, and we shouldn't be rubbing all our glue on the base. Instead, put your glue on the back of the shape you're putting down. So right now, I'm gluing this green heart on my base. So I am putting glue mostly on the back of this green paper. Now there's a little glue on my base, but not much. And I'm going to put my green shape here. To get the glue stick to hold even better, we flip it over and rub a little. I call this giving your paper a back massage. Now that paper is probably not going to fall off. If you stuck one little piece of glue on your shape and smashed it down, see how that bends and picks up? That's a mistake. We don't want to do that. Now I've planned my collage so that I have a green heart and a yellow heart. And then I'm going to put my yellow there and my green there. Let's use the glue bottle. We open the tip. We can hear that it's breathing. And you've heard this before, I think. Just a dot, not a lot. I'm holding it upside down to let the glue come to the tip. If your bottle is not all the way full, it may not be ready to give you glue until you hold it upside down. Now, I've just put a few dots there, and I like to use my pinky finger to rub those dots down flat. If I get a little glue on my finger, that's okay. I can just sort of rub it, and the glue magically disappears. Now I've got to stick this shape right where I want it. Now what would happen if I took my glue bottle and I started squirting glue all over here in a great big puddle? And then I tried to put my shape down, there'd be a lot of glue right here in the wrong place. It would make my art a little more messy. So that is why we choose to put our glue on the back of the shape that we're making. So now I have a pink heart with a yellow border. And I'm going to glue down my yellow heart with a glue stick again. I could scribble glue here, but I won't do it. Not on the base, on the back of the shape. I think that looks pretty nice. This has been how to use scissors and glue to make a collage.